Today's going to be a great video because we're going to build a pedal board start to finish using the absolute cheapest pedals and parts I could get on TEMU. This is the lowest price I've ever paid for a guitar pedal ever. It might be a longer one, the mid-rolls are turned off, so grab some popcorn. Let's go. You can't build a pedal board without the board. This is weird because I think it's made out of foam. Okay, it comes with some Velcro. Yeah, this is in fact made out of foam rubber. Now this one looks like it'll come out, and it does. This one doesn't look like it's cut all the way through. But with a little help, I'm sure I could get that out. But wow, I've seen worse, okay? I've seen worse. This is not too bad. It's got Velcro everywhere, so I could Velcro a power supply right there. And I think that's the first thing I'm going to do. Now, this is the only thing I did not get on TEMU. This came from Amazon. This is the high-re power supply. They go for about $17. And like most things, you get what you pay for, but it will easily power these mini pedals. So overall, today's build is going to cost about a quarter to half of what a single boutique pedal would cost. A single pedal versus an entire board. Even a decent budget pedal from a reputable manufacturer is going to cost more than this entire board is going to cost. Isn't that crazy? First up on the board is a tuner. I typically don't put tuners on boards, but you know, this was really cheap. So I figured, why not? And it just looks to be a tuner.
Five minutes later.
I think the tuner works. Next up in my pedal chain, it's going to be fuzz. I always put fuzz first, or as first as I can get it. Now, this entire Guitar Effects series are from the same brand, from the same series, so they will look very similar. And that's the Fuzz. Let's see, Fuzz Volume Tone, Normal Mid-Cut. These are selling for $9. That's plastic. It's a plastic box. There's nothing wrong with the plastic box. Just don't throw it off of a mountain, run it over for the car, and you'll be fine. So this could go either way, drive, distortion. I don't think it really matters which goes where. If you prefer one over the other, just give it a try. It's going to be one book for all the pedals. They're all listed on one single instruction manual. It's going to tell you what the specs are. And like I suspected, none of these use any power. The tuner is going to be the worst, using 90. These little pedals, 26 milliamp is going to be the biggest draw, and that's on the delay pedal. Everything else is 9, 10, 7, 6, couple 13s in the series there. Very low power consumption, so this $17 power supply will work with all of these, no problem. Wow, that's so light. So light. These are patch cables, straight from TEMU. Cheapest ones I could get. All right, so next I'm going to go with the distortion pedal next. Yellow. Back when I was a kid, get out of my yard, pedals would cost a whole bunch of money. It's really nice that you can get a pedal for $9 and build an inexpensive board for less than $100, which is pretty cool. This is the Ultimate Drive. It's got a high-low switch along with gain, level, and tone. 2 knobs, intensity, rate, blue. Chorus. Next, I'm going to put up the digital delay, time, level, and repeat, rate and depth on the classic chorus. Last pedal is going to be from a different brand, different series. This was the most expensive of all these pedals. And when I say most expensive, I'm talking $17. $17 for Reverb, not bad at all. Wish it was stereo, but then again, this is $17. Look at the back of that. That's pretty cool. It's digital. It's got all kinds of stuff. Oh, it even says flanger, duck, chorus, studio hall. I can't wait to hear that. And what I like about these cheap Hyrie power supplies is it does have 2 additional electric outlets. So not only do you get pedal power, you get an extension cord. I'm going to kind of go backwards here and fire up this reverb pedal first because reverb's going to be an always on for me. Ooh, look at those knobs lighting up. Right there will do for me, but that's the reverb, and this is really, I'm impressed. For $17, this is a really versatile reverb pedal. That's the reverb. Now let's just get started here and go for some fuzz. So let me turn the volume down. I'm going to say no on the fuzz. It sounds like a pretty good distortion. Yeah, to me it sounds like a very heavy distortion, not quite a fuzz. Next, crunch distortion. Oh my gosh. So that's the crunch distortion, and again, I'm not finding a lot of usable stuff there. I had to turn the amp like almost to where you could barely hear it because giving this thing any volume is blowing my eardrums out. So it has a ton of gain, a little too much gain. To really appreciate that gain, you got to crank the volume all the way down. I don't know. Not a fan of the crunch distortion. Next is the ultimate drive. I don't dislike it. It's much more balanced than the crunch distortion is. The level and the gain actually work with the amplifier instead of fighting it. While I find this one extremely over gained, This one's nice. It matches the amp where it should. Tremolo. Something that's not right. Tremolo pedal is complete garbage. I'm not sure if it's just defective or just poorly designed, but there's no appreciable trem, and turning the intensity up turns the volume down. That just no. Must be defective. $9. Next up, classic chorus, and this just has rate and depth. This sounds like most of the cheap classic chorus pedals that I've tried, and I have no problem with them. I suspect a lot of these are just reboxed of the original cheap pedals, you know, the ones with the colored anodized aluminum boxes. Put them in a plastic box, mark it down a few dollars more, and ship them out. I like the classic choruses, can't go wrong with that. Next up in my pedal chain is the digital delay. It has time, level, and repeat. What in the hell is it doing? Something's wrong with that one too. Although I can hear it delaying in the background. It's almost like adding a distortion to it. That is crap. The trem is crap. In this pedal board that I built from the cheapest pedals from TEMU, especially this plastic series, a couple of these are either defective or just poorly designed. I'm going to have to say defective because a digital delay should not have distortion built in, and a tremolo should trem just a little bit. So the rest of the board, not too bad. The reverb gets an A for me for $17. And I also know it's got a nice big fat button, so if you have button toppers, it won't fit on that. But it's got a nice fat button to top with anyway. Again, the fuzz is okay, but it sounds more like a distortion than a true fuzz. This is Big Muff Fuzzy, which is why the pumpkins were coming to mind. It's not Jimi Hendrix Fuzzy, so this is more Big Muff than it is Fuzz Face. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut it there. Here's the deal. Tuner, it appears to be a working tuner, although I think I sounded out of tune the entire time. The fuzz pedal I do like, however, just be warned, it's not a fuzz pedal, it's a Big Muff clone pedal. Crunch Distortion is a super gainy, too gainy to even use distortion pedal. Ultimate Drive comes in right nice in the middle. No issues with it at all. This trem is defective or poorly designed. I'm going to go with defective because it does not trem. The classic chorus sounds great all by itself, However, when you combine it with any of the drive pedals, it overdrives those pedals. And it doesn't have that effect when those pedals are off. Something's going on. Digital delay, digital junk. Again, this has to be defective because no delay pedal ever is supposed to add that distortion, rip speaker sound. That's awful. Awful. And the reverb, I like it a lot. $17. That's probably my favorite of all these. This foam board's actually pretty respectable. I mean, it's going to hold pedals. It's probably going to get a little dingy over time and hard to clean, but it's a pedal board. You can use it as a pedal board. I have no problem with the foam pedal board at all. So that's it. Not a lot to walk away with here. I will put links to some of this stuff on my TEMU store in the description down below. Some of this I'm not going to include because I don't think you should ever buy them. I mean, these did not turn out good at all, especially the plastic series pedals. Yeah, they're not good. Fuzz is the best one of the group in the plastic series. Reverb on this entire board, the reverb is absolutely the best. Fuzz, second best. And the tuner, it works. That's all I can say. So usually I like to have a happy ending with a whole bunch of recommendations and pointing to affiliate links and saying thank you so much for clicking, but not today. I'm gonna leave it saying most of these are best avoided. If you're in the market for a mono reverb, this one's worth a look for sure, especially if you only want to pay under $20. Hey, if you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming up, I promise you. Hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. YouTube doesn't care either way. Engagement is engagement. I appreciate either one. I sincerely do. So thank you so much for watching today. I do appreciate it. Until next time, take care. Don't buy these pedals, and peace.